Good morning. I hope today finds you well this morning. And I wanted to, something disturbed my spirit on yesterday. And, you know, I had to go out to my car and just talk to God. When someone said to me that someone was nothing, I don't like when people say that, because God created all of us. We may not be everything that people think we ought to be, but God don't make nothings. And I was sharing that with a friend of mine when she was telling me, Electra, you're absolutely right. We got to get out of this business of seeing people less than us. If a person has a drug problem or alcoholic problem or woman problem or whatever that person has, that's not the time to be judging people. Because as I said the other day, heaven got a checklist on us too. Heaven got a checklist on us too. You might not smoke marijuana. You may never have smoked marijuana. You may never have done drugs. You may have never been over sexually involved or a womanizer. You may have never been a liar, a bragger, a deceiver, someone that took someone down, someone that hurt someone that took advantage of. You may not be none of those things. But heaven got a checklist on all of us. And to sit and say somebody is nothing because they're not living like you think they ought to live, pray for them. Stop saying people are nothing, because everything that God created has a purpose. Sometimes people just get on the wrong road. Sometimes people just go in the wrong direction. But we as children, women, and men of God got to get out of this thing of calling people nothing. That just does something to me when people say that, because you know why? I remember when people thought I was nothing. You know who witnessed to me the plan of salvation? Was a prostitute. A prostitute that moved here from California. I did not even know that. Happened to meet her because of long-time family ties with her family. And she used to do curls, and she did them really well. I did not know she was a prostitute. But when she told me her story and how she laid out that plan of salvation, stop looking at people like looking down on people. You don't know what God is going to do with somebody else's life. See, we will talk about other people and put other people down because we can't. We so Christianized, we can't look beyond somebody's fault and see they need. See, God want to use us. But once we get ourselves together, once we not around here getting involved in everything that happens out here in this world, we got nerve enough to start bragging. That don't give you no bragging rights because you saved now. That don't give you no bragging rights because God done bought you from A to B. God done bought you from lower to higher. God done bought you from some places you thought you'd never get out of. And that was your experience. And the person that said this I look different at that person now. To say somebody is nothing, when I can say that's not true. I got my own personal witnessing, my own personal testimony. When people thought I was nothing. And God used a prostitute to give me the plan of salvation. No, she wasn't when she came here to Texas. Because she was running away from the situation that she was in. But let me tell you something. She witnessed like nobody I ever seen. I mean, she laid out that plan of salvation. She was doing my hair, but she was talking about God, how God saved her. She talked about the things that she went through with the guy that was her pimp, basically. And how when she didn't make enough money, how he would send her back out to the streets down in California. But you over here in Texas winning souls. And you know what she said to me? And people saw me as nothing. See, this is what I'm saying. Everybody is somebody in God's eyesight. And this is why when we are saved, it's not for us to run around here and start judging. Sometimes, as my late husband would say, you got to make people your project. Maybe that young man is her project because she's an elder. Maybe she's the one that God put in his path. I had a young man I talked to him the other day on Easter. Go sit down. He said, "Do you remember me?" And I would say, I see so many students at the college, and I don't. I have to be honest. I didn't remember him, but he remembered me. See, you might not remember somebody, but they remember you. And he talked to me how I encouraged him every time he wanted to give up. Every time. He said, I would purposely come to your office because I knew one thing. You was my on-campus mama. You was encouraging me and didn't even know it. See, sometimes we busy looking for the worst in people instead of looking for the best in people. He said, yeah, I had some flaws. I was on the wrong road. I had just gotten out of prison. And this is what you said to me. You grabbed me from the setting I was in, where I was telling the young ladies I had gotten out of prison and this and that. And then you grabbed me and told me to come there to your office. And the first thing you said to me, and I found out that you say this to all of us who do that. You're not here to sign up for prison. You're here to go to college. He said, I never forgot that. And from that point on, he said, I held my head up and I kept going. And it was rough, but I did it because I knew one thing. My college mom was going to always have my back. I didn't even know he saw me like that. When God connects you with people, stop looking for the worst in them because there's some good in everybody. Sometimes God just needs you. He chose you to be the person to walk with them. I'm never going to hide my testimony about how a prostitute gave me the plan of salvation. And it helped me to hold my head up as a single parent, struggling to make it, going to college, trying to make it for me and my child. And I kept that in my heart. And I said, Lord, to the day I die, I want to be an encourager. I want to help somebody else. Not just young women, young men, anybody you send my way. Because in God's sight, everybody is somebody. Nobody is a nothing. And thank God that he allowed you to see that person and see that person's actions. Because God said, now you make that your project. That's your project to win that person over. And we cannot be selective in who we want to receive salvation. We cannot be selective. Because when you try to fence stuff in, you fence out more than you fence in. Everybody is somebody in God's eyesight. Y'all have a wonderful day. And remember that you are somebody. I don't care what people say. All right? Keep walking. Hold your head up. You're going to be all right. Because God going to let you live to share your testimony. All right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.